Our top story tonight, two different discussions on guns in the U.S., both on the local and national level. Jonathan Fong shows us how a community in Davenport is remembering the victims of the Sandy Hook shooting as the U.S. Supreme Court responds to an appeal on an Illinois gun law.
Chase Kowalski.
One by one, the 26 names are read.
Noah Posner.
11 years after the Sandy Hook shooting, the victims are remembered again in Davenport.
It's impossible to have a memorial or remembrance event for each and every mass shooting that's happened since Sandy Hook.
Kaylee Rogers leads the local chapter for Moms Demand Action, a group focused on safety measures to prevent gun violence. She says it's important for the conversation to go beyond mass shootings.
Public mass shootings account for less than 1% of all the gun violence in our country. It's really, the daily toll of gun violence is 120 Americans every day.
Also on Thursday, the U.S. Supreme Court decided it's not immediately blocking the Protect Illinois Communities Act, a law that bans the sale of some semi-automatic weapons.
It doesn't mean that the circuit courts, federal circuit appellate courts are not going to hear it and rule on it. They're just saying we're not going to take it up right now.
Dave Funk is the president of the Iowa Firearms Coalition. He's confident the Supreme Court will overturn the law.
With the makeup of the current court, and it's going to stay this way for probably at least another decade, maybe 2 decades, where you have a majority of pro-Constitution or originalists on the court, we'll see it overturned. We won't see any change.
Now, that Illinois law, by the way, also requires people who already own certain weapons and attachments to register them with the Illinois State Police. But Capital News Illinois reports firearm owners will have to wait at least another month before knowing exactly which items they're required to register. That's because the General Assembly's Joint Committee on Administrative Rules took no action this week on the proposed rules governing the registration process, choosing instead to wait another month to review. So, John, still a lot of uncertainty around this law.